show you my toys.
Hey, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the McFarlane Fortnite Green Glow Skulltrooper action figure. This is a Walgreens exclusive, at least in the United States. You may notice there are 4 of these in front of you and think to yourself, now why did he buy 4 of these? Well, I bought 4 of the original Skulltrooper to use as Scarecrow thugs in my Batman action figure world. And when I found out there was going to be a variant of this guy, I was like, wow, I've got to get 4 of these as well. Army building is one thing I'm absolutely hooked on with action figures, and these Fortnite figures are so cool. I was really excited to see this. I do believe this skin is based off of the Skulltrooper you get in October around Halloween in 2018. I think the original Skulltrooper is from 2017. I could be wrong about that. So let's go ahead and check out the packaging. One thing I've always wondered about these Fortnite figures, there's a little barcode or something that says you can scan. I have no idea what to do with this. If anybody does know, please put in the comments below. I would love to take advantage of this before I throw these packages away. Now, one of the first things I notice is he doesn't really have a green tint to him like it seems like he's advertised. I'm betting he's glow in the dark, so we'll have to check that out a little later. Now, another really annoying thing I see, he doesn't come with a gun. Like, what the heck? He's the first Fortnite figure with no gun. Very, very disappointing. I see a pickaxe and I see a stand back there, but it doesn't look like he has a back bling or a gun. Anyway, Fortnite figures, 22 moving parts. Here he is with a green tint to his face, green glow Skulltrooper, ages 12 and up. The top, McFarlane Toys, I see the Spawn logo here. Oh, yep, here it is, glow in the dark. Pretty cool. Green glow Skulltrooper. One side, here he is posed from the game. Here he is in a different pose, picture from the game. And then the back side, you can see Series 1, which has been completed for a while. Series 2, which in America, these 2 guys are the only ones out. We've got Omega and Carbride coming next. They've been out in Canada for a little over a month. I'm expecting them to drop pretty much any day now. And I'm really excited to see Series 3, the vehicles, and the other type of accessories they got coming out. McFarlane, hurried up. The demand is out there right now. So, with no further ado, let's go ahead and open this guy up and see how awesome he really is. Alright, well now we got this figure out of the package. Here he is with all of his accessories laid out. I must say he only comes with a pickaxe and a stand. Quite a bit disappointing, as all the other Fortnite releases so far have also came with a gun and a back bling. In my opinion, it would have been really nice if this guy came with a gun. So I will say I got my figure from eBay. This is a Walgreens exclusive, and I searched eBay, and a guy had it up there for pretty much retail price. I ended up getting 4 of them off him, and I only had to pay $3 or $4 shipping total. Funny thing is, it turned out that guy was local from Indiana, where I'm from, and that means I probably could have just gone to the local Walgreens and found them myself. He told me there's a shipper with I think about 6 of them at his store, if I understood what he was telling me correctly. So before I check out the accessories, let's take a look at the actual figure. So this guy here is pretty much identical to the previous Skulltrooper release, with the exception of some glow-in-the-dark paint on him, as well as the black top of his head versus the white top of the old Skulltrooper. And don't worry, we will get to compare both of them shortly. I love how he looks. Really like these Fortnite figures. Articulation is superb. This particular figure here, I love using him as a Scarecrow thug in my Batman world. But in addition to that, I actually like the skin in Fortnite. I don't personally own it. I don't own any of the variations of Skulltrooper, and there are more than just the green glow in the original. I know there's at least a purple one. There might be at least one other color as well. So let's look at his accessories. Of course, he came with a Fortnite stand, which I care nothing about. It will get discarded and go into a huge box of stands, never to be seen again. And then he came with this pickaxe. Really, really cool looking. Got some transparent green up here, solid black in the middle, a little more transparent green at the bottom. I believe this pickaxe was offered as not a bundle with this new Skulltrooper, but at the same time, you probably had to buy the Skulltrooper skin and the pickaxe, and if there's a glider all separately. Cost you a whole bunch of money. Now this guy's pickaxe is called the Skull Sickle. Very appropriate name. Possibly one of the coolest pickaxes that McFarlane has released so far. Although there have been some other cool ones for different reasons. But this one really does fit the Skulltrooper nicely. The previous Skulltrooper figure came with, I think, Death Valley. Had nothing to do with him, because I think the original pickaxe for the original Skulltrooper was called the Reaper. And of course, yes, I did get 4 of these Skulltroopers, so of course I have 4 of these pickaxes as well. Looking pretty sweet. And then here is this Skulltrooper's pickaxe compared to the pickaxe that came with the previous version of the Skulltrooper. Considerably different, that's for sure. And then here are 4 of the previous Skulltroopers pickaxes compared to 4 of the new Skulltroopers pickaxes. And then here's the newest pickaxe compared to all the different pickaxes McFarlane has released so far. This line is really starting to pick up. We're starting to get a bunch of different accessories and different interchangeable parts. Omega and Carbide stuff should be available almost any day now, and there are plenty of figures coming up behind them. And then here's a Skulltrooper holding his pickaxe, getting ready to do some mining, possibly trying to take somebody out at the very start of the game. Honestly, I think it looks pretty good, and it does suit this character pretty nicely. And then here's the original Skulltrooper holding the new one's pickaxe. Also suits him pretty well, suits him better than the actual pickaxe he came with. And then here's this green glow Skulltrooper holding the original Skulltrooper's pickaxe, I believe to be called Death Valley. I mean, it suits him okay, because it's a sort of skull of a bull or whatnot on a skeleton guy. I mean, it kind of makes sense. And then here we go, both of the different versions of the Skulltrooper holding the newer pickaxe. Looking nice, suits them both pretty nicely. And then of course for this figure's articulation, he can achieve a lot of cool action poses with the pickaxe. Say the Skulltrooper's walking down, hears a noise, kind of curious what that is. Bam, chop, 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 chop. And then the Skulltrooper is chopped away till the wall is no more. He's mined himself a little bit of brick, and as you can see behind here, found himself a nice treasure chest. Really hoping there's going to be a gold scar or gold RPG in there. Next, let's talk about the back bling. For those of you that don't know terminology, the back bling is just a name for backpack in the Fortnite game. It's a component that is interchangeable. You pick your skin, your backpack, your pickaxe, and your glider for the most part. Of course, this variation of the Skulltrooper did not come with back bling at all, which is a little bit disappointing. This is the back bling that came with the original Skulltrooper. And of course, the green glow Skulltrooper here does have a peg hole so he can accommodate back blings as well. And as you can see here, here are both the different versions of the Skulltrooper, both wearing the original Skulltrooper's back bling, giving each other a fist pump. You can see how it would potentially look on the green glow Skulltrooper if he were to wear it. Looks pretty nice. Now here are all the different back blings that McFarlane has released for their Fortnite figures. There's a combined total of 6 of them. This is for Series 1 and half of Series 2. I cannot wait to get the next ones. And then here are the Skulltroopers wearing a couple of different back blings. That kind of looks a little bit more ridiculous, especially on the Skulltrooper. My point to this is that these parts are interchangeable, just like the game. As this line continues, we're going to have so many different options. It's going to be pretty cool. Next, let's check out all official McFarlane Fortnite weapon releases. There have been a total of 5 so far. I do find it extremely annoying that this green glow Skulltrooper did not come with a weapon. For a battle royale game, which is all about shooting and eliminating your opponents, kind of ridiculous for it not to come with a weapon. Here he is holding a scar. I will note that his left hand has a trigger finger, and his right hand is good for supporting the weapon. It doesn't mean you can't hold his weapon with his right hand, you sure can, but it definitely fits better and is intended for his left hand. And he can definitely hold any of the weapons in his right hand, which is how I would prefer. But you can see here his trigger finger doesn't fit into the trigger, especially this large one like on the RPG here. Now that we've taken a good look at his accessories, next let's check out the height of this figure. These McFarlane Fortnite figures are traditionally the 7-inch scale. So let's check out this guy. He looks like he's sitting at right around 6 3/4, probably even more like 6 7/8 inches tall, just under 7. Next, let's check out this guy's articulation, and it is identical to the previous Skulltrooper. As you can see here, his head, it can go around completely. It can tilt from side to side. It really has a nice range of motion. It can look down, not too good actually, and look up pretty nicely. Then his shoulders, they come out way more than 90 degrees. There's sort of another piece in between here. As you can see, this piece almost moves independently, and then it has this other piece on the inside, sort of a ring here, to cover up the looseness, or I guess the gap between the joint. Looks pretty nice. Like I said, it can go all the way up. Nice, able to achieve some really nice dance poses, etc., etc. He's got a bicep cut right here. He's got double jointed elbows, and they can go just all the way up. Touch his head, etc., etc. His wrist, of course, it can go around, and it's also hinged as well. He's got an ab crunch here, and it can go around quite a bit. He's got a second sort of ball joint down here. So his top one, it can swivel a little bit, and it can go up and down quite a bit as well. The bottom one can rotate not too much, and it can also go up and down quite a bit. So if you combine his head, his top ab crunch, and his bottom ab crunch, he can look down considerably as well as up. Then his hips come out just about 90 degrees, a hair less. Of course, they go forward, really can't go back very far. Double joint knees, once again, very nice. No swivel, no bicep cut. And his feet, of course, they go up and down. They can rotate, and they can tilt, but you have to sort of rotate the joint in there for that to work. As you can see, I just did right there. A little bit annoying, kind of reminds me of the DC Essentials figures. Next, I would like to compare the new Skulltrooper to the old one. Can point out all the differences and look at all the reuse. Well, for starters, it's 100% reuse, and the differences will be, obviously, you can see their heads here. One has a white top, one has a black top. As far as their faces go, he's got a little bit of a flesh-colored sort of tone to it, and he's got a little bit of a green tint to it, barely at all. It's that sort of glow-in-the-dark paint. Beyond that, he's got glow-in-the-dark paint on his skeleton parts, whereas this one does not. And besides that, there are no differences, except for the lack of accessories that the Green Glow Skulltrooper did not come with. And then here's a look at the Green Glow Skulltrooper's glow-in-the-dark features. You can see here, the lights are off, he's glowing. I put him directly under a light to charge him up for a little while, and boy, it made a big difference. Pretty cool in the dark here. And then here are all four of the Green Glow Skulltroopers that I purchased. Cannot wait to put them with Scarecrow. Cannot wait to put them in a Battle Royale with other Fortnite figures. And then here are those four Skulltroopers compared to the original four Skulltroopers. 8 Skulltroopers in my collection to be used for 8 Scarecrow thugs in my Batman universe, or 8 different people picking the Skulltrooper skin in a Fortnite Battle Royale. And here are all of McFarlane Fortnite figures that I have. You can see here there are 7 different ones on the bottom, and then all the duplicates up top. Now I'm really excited for the next 2, which are Omega and Carberide. I understand both they and both of the different gliders have been spotted in America at this point. So I'm guessing Amazon will have them within the next couple of weeks. Really excited for those, and excited for all the other upcoming stuff afterwards. And then here he is compared with some other McFarlane toys, some of his brothers from the same company. Notice that they scale up pretty nicely with him, the larger 7-inch size. Next, I would like to look at some custom or substitution accessories that I use to enhance my Fortnite figures. Here we go. Here are the Skulltroopers rocking some balloons. You can see here's a whole squad of Green Glow Skulltroopers running through the city, jumping up real high with their balloons, getting from one destination to the other with ease. Of course, this will be before the balloons got vaulted in Season 9. And then here they are, trying to back each other up while they're healing around a campfire. The full squad of Skulltroopers. And then here he is opening up a loot llama, hoping for some mats and ammo. And then here he is opening up a chest, really hoping he's going to get a legendary weapon out of that. And here they are riding a couple of different shopping carts I have for my action figure collection. In my opinion, these look to be exactly the same size as the McFarlane ones are going to be releasing in the near future. Here they are, original Skulltrooper versus Green Glow Skulltrooper, getting ready to blast each other in duos. Now here are all of my Fortnite figures in a huge battle royale. You can see here we've got what appears to be 13 people remaining in this match. Next, I would like to compare them with some other figures that I use for Scarecrow thugs in my Batman action figure world. And here he is next to some older Marvel Legends Jack-o'-lantern figures. I thought they worked great as Scarecrow thugs. And then here he is next to some newer Marvel Legends Jack-o'-lantern figures. And then here he is next to a couple of older Toy Biz Jack-o'-lantern figures. And then here he is next to some Arkham Knight style Scarecrow thugs. And then here are the Skulltrooper figures as Scarecrow thugs with some Arkham Batman figures getting ready to be taken down. So all in all, I'm going to say it's a very solid figure. Very good quality, very good articulation, and nice detail. Don't get me wrong, it is a straight up re-release of the previous figure. But for my purposes, I couldn't be happier. Very happy that they picked this guy to make a variant of and re-release. For my army building purposes, it works very well. No surprises here. It's kind of dull in that aspect as far as you're getting exactly the same thing we've got before. But I'm very, very pleased with the figure. The original figure was great. It took me by surprise how good it was. So I'm going to go ahead and rate this figure an 8 out of 10. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this review. If you enjoyed it, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, put it in the comments below. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. Once again, this is D Hunter, and thank you guys for watching this video.